What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while, but I'm sorry for that. Anyways, we are back with another deck profile, and for the first time we will be doing an expanded deck profile. I did recently play this list at a local league challenge, and I did come in first. This deck was my first time ever piloting this deck, and it worked wonders for me. Even though I know how cancerous it is, especially in the expanded format. But yeah, let's just get into it. As you guys might know, I did play Trevenant. Basically like a standard Trevenant list. For Phantom, of course, the Ascension Phantoms. For Trevenant, with the item lock, of course. And 3 Trevenant break. Standard Trevenant lineup in a standard or a expanded list. Nothing much more to say. Try getting out your Trevenant turn 1 and force your opponent to not use items throughout the game. 1 Mewtwo EX, it's a really good attacker. It's second attack side drive. It's mainly to be used against your opponent if they decide to Shaman Loop. You can use the second attack for 2 energies because we do play Dimension Valley in this deck. So for 120 for 2 energies is knocking out a Shaman, and that's pretty good considering how low the energy requirement is. 1 Jirachi EX, of course, to get out the turn 1 Wally. I did only manage to use this once throughout the 4 rounds there were, so it wasn't that useful. I mean, it was for that 1 round, but it was against Zygarde Regirock. I wasn't really too worried about that matchup, but if it wasn't for Jirachi, I wouldn't have been able to get the turn 1 Wally. And last but not least, 2 Shaman EX. As you can see, it's just straight Trevenant. Mewtwo EX is basically the other attacker. There is no Wob, because I did decide to go the mainly disruptive, as you can see by the title. So I did not play any Wob, but I do feel like Wob is not a bad attacker in this deck, so Wob would be really good in here. On to the supporters. For Professor Sycamore, I do have 3 Fuller Sycamore, by the way. I'm hoping that we get the 4th from our booster box, which will be opened on the channel. So stay tuned for that. 2 N, of course, standard, and 1 Chorus. This is basically our draw support for the deck. Not much more to say. I put in Chorus mainly because I'm not gonna lie, it's a full art, and I wanted to put the full art in the deck. So, and 2 Wally. 2 is really, 3 isn't necessary. 2 is just enough because in expanded you do have, of course, Jirachi, you have Computer Search, and you have Battle Compressor. So you have multiple ways to get out Wally turn 1. 1 Lysander. This Lysander this was an MVP against Rayquaza. I did go against Rayquaza. I was losing. I didn't go first, and I didn't get the turn 1 Wally. So I had a Lysander stall, and that basically won me the game. 1 AZ to get out anything stuck in the active, and 1 Team Flare Grunt. The reason why we ran 1 Team Flare Grunt is, of course, to disrupt, and you don't really need Zerosic in this deck. It wouldn't be a bad addition, so I should definitely try that out. That was the supporters. Now on to the items. 4 Ultra Ball, standard. Let me fix this up real quick. 4 VS Seekers, standard. Now onto the disruption of the deck. 4 Bursting Balloons. Came in so clutch during my round against Rayquaza. He didn't attack for 2 turns. it came clutch against Zygarde, and if it wasn't for this card, I wouldn't have won against the Rayquaza matchup. 4 Crushing Hammers definitely came in handy. Flipping heads and discarding DCEs are too good in standard or expanded format. And 1 red card. The reason why we ran red card is what I mainly try to do is before I got the item lock is red card before, and hoping that they just draw into straight items and minimizing their hand. I did use it once against a Rayquaza player, and it did come in handy. So 1 red card was really nice. 2 Floatstone to get out if we start with Jirachi or Shaman, and Trevenant is known for using low energy, so Floatstone is good to put in place of that. 1 Battle Compressor. Weird reason. The reason why I ran Battle Compressor is because I know Trevenant is supposed to be used with computer search. The problem was my computer search didn't come in time. It was delayed by shipping. I have no reason why. So I was kind of worried. I was second guessing myself about playing Trevenant. I'm like, you know what? Just put in a Battle Compressor and hope you hit the VS Seeker Battle Compressor in your hand. And turns out I did. That's how I mainly got my turn 1 Wally throughout my rounds. So this was not a bad substitution for computer search, even though I know computer search is way more reliable. I do have it now, however, but there's no more expanded tournaments around me, sadly. 1 Super Rod, having to discard Trevenant breaks early on, nice to have that back. And last but not least, 4 Dimension Valley. Of course, that should be the main stadium in Trevenant. Being able to use Silent Fear for 1 energy is really nice. Being able to use Side Drive for 2 energy, knocking out Shamans are really nice. So yeah. Onto the energy, we run 6 basic psychic energy and 2 mystery energy. The reason why it's 6-2 instead of 4-4, I was really scared for the like Zero-6 and Enhanced Hammers being around due to what locals play. So 6-2 wasn't bad, and you could try out 4-4 if you really wanted to. So anyways guys, that was the list. I did go 4-0 and expanded without computer search. I managed to get turn 1 Wally. So this deck is really what's it called? Really consistent. I do have a standard tournament coming, so I am most likely going to play this deck in standard, so I have to make some changes. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this list. If you have any recommendations about what to change, please let me know, and stay tuned until next time. So yeah, stay tuned for the booster box. It's coming in soon, so stay tuned for that. Peace.